What's good, YouTube? DM Gaming here, guys. Hope everybody's having an awesome morning, afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is that you're having. I hope that it's awesome. Guys, we're going to start today actually with a playbook series because I hadn't done one in a few days and I owe it to y'all. All right. And then we'll do a video pertaining to the game later on today. So, guys, if you are new to the channel, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button, guys, because it helps me out tremendously to be able to do what I do. Also, if you're missing any of the playbook series or it's a playbook formation or something you want me to go over, head over to the channel, click on playlist, and then it's right here, college football playbook series. Okay, we've gone over the 3-3-5 RPOs, 4-2-5s, and eventually, guys, what I'm gonna start doing is going a little more in depth as to, hey, how do you beat a 4-2-5? Or hey, what's the weakness of the 4-3? Or hey, how do you beat a cover 2 coverage? How do you beat cover 3, cover 4? Man, what's a good run game against this defense or that defense? We'll start breaking those down into a little more intricate details as far as like game planning type stuff. So got a lot of content coming, and then once the game comes out, we'll actually be able to have those in-game playbooks with in-game representations that we'll be able to do those in-game and how it affects the game, because it's going to play out a little different in-game as well. So guys, ton of content coming to the channel, man. I can't wait to bring it to y'all. So today we are going to be talking about the air raid offense, okay? And I'm going to roll some B footage while I kind of introduce the air raid, and then we'll go over a couple of these plays and things like that. So the air raid offense, guys, for those of you who don't know or who maybe is not familiar with it, there is a legendary coach by the name of Mike Leach, and it was another guy with him. I can't remember his name, so don't hurt me for that. But Mike Leach is the most infamous one known for it. Known for the air raid offense. They ran the spread. He was, used to the spread and stuff like that. Him and this other coach went down to some coaching clinic down in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. And they saw these guys running like a 2-minute style offense. Long story short, they were like, hey, we can implement this with the spread offense. And boom, the air raid offense is born. The air raid offense is exactly what it sounds like. Air raid. They raid the air. It is a majority passing offense. How the option offense is like 70, or actually it's probably more than 70. It's probably like 85-15% run pass. The air raid offense is extremely similar. They will run the ball, but they don't run it often. It's not like your traditional spread offense where they spread you out to run the ball and then they run the ball to keep you honest so they can later throw the ball. No, air raid is exactly what it is. We are going to sling the ball around the field and you're going to have to stop us. It's a very high-powered offense, meaning they move quickly. They want to score often. The downside of it is it's quite opposite of like the option style offense. It's not high powered. You gain 3 to 4 yards a pop. It's good, and you can manage the clock. This one, they laying haymakers every play. Okay, and so clock management isn't its strong suit. Okay, personnel wise, you gonna need some GoDaddies out there on the edge. You're gonna need a smart quarterback who can make quick decisions, and you're gonna need receivers who can go. The benefit is that you don't need the biggest offensive line. You don't need a big O-line. They can be smaller guys because you're going to be getting the ball out quick. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. I ain't talking about quick like hitches and things like that, but the passing game is quick. The offense is quick. It's up tempo. Expect to use a lot of turbo in college football 25, a lot of no huddle type stuff. The quarterback sees what the defense gives them and takes advantage of it. Think RPOs without the run option, if that makes sense. So your offensive line doesn't need to be big. So if you're playing with a team in your dynasty modes and you notice that you don't have the biggest offensive line, that's perfectly fine. I'm interested to see how the game is going to handle this offense, because the splits, the linemen, okay, so remember the veer and shoot, how the receivers have really wide splits, and I'll just go here to kind of take an example here, how, if this was the veer and shoot, he would be closer to the sideline, and he would probably be lined up on the numbers, bottom of the numbers, possibly here. He's a lot wider. In the air raid, your linemen have really wide splits. And the reason why they do this is to stretch the defense out up front and in the box so that they have to go further to stunt. If the linemen are this close, a stunt can happen here. Whereas if this tackle is out here, now he has to go further to stunt. It also opens up passing lanes for the quarterback to be able to throw into those gaps and things like that. So, and as far as the history of it, okay, you see a lot of guys like Pat Mahomes. Who else was it? Baker Mayfield. I don't know if any of y'all remember back in Hawaii's days of Colt Brennan, Cliff Kingsbury, because remember Leach was at Texas Tech for a while too, as well as Washington State. Remember how those quarterbacks never became prolific? Well, okay, Mahomes and them did. I'm talking about like the Colt Brennans, the Cliff Kingsburys. Hawaii had another quarterback that was like that. Anyway, back when I was growing up, players was running the air raid, teams that was running the air raid, those players didn't translate to the NFL as well. And the reason why is because they was like, hey, these players here, they can throw the ball, yeah, but the NFL was at that time, the spread hadn't really just taken over the NFL by storm. And so you still had a bunch of teams that were under center, pro style offenses. West Coast offense was really big with Bill Walsh and them and stuff like that. Now you fast forward and a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who ran the air raid, a lot of air raid and stuff, Baker Mayfield, stuff like that. All of these kinds of things. Now those quarterbacks are in high demand, because the NFL has adopted that play style. Does that make sense? So it's really interesting, the history of it and things like that, how the game of football is evolving. Now, as far as concepts, let's go over some of these right quick, because I told y'all that, yes, the air raid, they do run the ball some in the air raid. It's not very much, okay? So here you're just looking at a simple zone scheme, okay? Everybody is basically a man on man. If there's a man in your gap, okay, A gap, B gap, okay? If there's not a man in those gaps, they're not worried about the C gaps away from the play, okay? Because the ball is going away. They'll let that end go. He's not going to get to the ball, or shouldn't get to the ball, okay? Nobody the center, A gap here, nobody's there. I go to the next level, okay? My guard, okay, responsible for B gap, right there, okay? C gap, outside here, he's attacking that guy, all right? Everybody's zoning left, okay? Everybody's zoning left. The end is released. Now, does this open the door for you to do a read option with the quarterback? Most definitely. Zone run scheme. I'll let this end go. If he attacks the back, I keep it with the quarterback. But can you run that in the air raid? Yeah, but you're not really going to see it. Because like I said, you want to spread the ball out. You want to throw the ball. That is the point of it. Okay. So you see them lining up against a 4-2-5. The J back, it's really a 4-3, because the J back here, this J is normally an outside backer. Okay, they just have him split out wide against doubles. Okay, but it is what it is. Running the ball is not this offensive strong suit. It's not their priority. They do it. Why not? I mean, heck, if you spread and killing people through the air, you're going to be able to run the ball. So your running back position, you want to, I would say, get a receiving running back. A running back who can catch the ball, because there are times where the back is going to go out on routes and stuff. As far as formations go, spread it out. I mean, doubles, trips, empty sets. Like, there should always be at least 3 to 4 receivers, if not more, on the field at the same time all the time. You get what I'm saying? Another running concept here. All right. Some people call this GT, guard and tackle pulling, sweep concept or something to that effect. It's simple, guys. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. Now, you don't have a too high safety look. Safety had to roll down because of this. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not here for the run. I just wanted to show y'all that they do run the ball some, but that is not why people run the air raid offense. So let's get off of those two and let's get to the passing concepts. 3 of the main passing concepts, okay? You have your mesh concept. And mesh is, okay, so you've heard me use the term mesh before in reference to like RPOs and stuff. In that case, mesh means the handoff the quarterback riding the back, the mesh. Okay. This is in a passing concept. Okay. And on the outside, you are pretty much, for the most part, these outside receivers are either going to run vertical routes or they're going to run some kind of hitch, something to that effect. In this concept, in the mesh concept, I want to stretch the defense. Okay. So we see them lined up here. Like I said, they're in a, looks like they're in a 3-4 defense. But like I said, this J back, who's the outside backer, has to come out on the H. And then the strong safety has to roll down over the Y. So now you're left with a 1 high safety look. Okay. Could you play this in a 2 high safety? Yeah, but I wouldn't recommend it because now you're going to have a linebacker on this slot receiver. All right. It makes more sense for this J back to be on the H back because the H receiver, because he's not, this is more like your tight end. Does that make sense? Your Y is going to be your quick guy, your slot receiver. So I wouldn't have that backer out there. Yeah, you could run too high, but bro, it's going to get nasty for you. So the mesh concept, and this is kind of drawn up a little bit poorly in my personal opinion, because what you want is the Y and the tight end to be close enough to where they can high five each other. What that's going to do is, okay, that is going to force, it's going to force an automatic pick of one of the defenders. One of these guys is going to come open, okay? But there's different ways to run this mesh. The way that it's drawn up here is you have the Y going across the field, if it probably drawing the safety. It's good. This is putting pressure on the backers right here, okay? Primarily the Sam backer. He's going to have to make a choice. Do I attack the drag route by the H, or do I attack the deeper drag by the Y? If he drops back and attacks this one, and then boom, I can hit the H, he's going to be open underneath. All right. If he comes down and plays the H, bam, I got the Y over the top. Okay. Then you can say, well, the safety is going to be there. Guys, this offense don't care. They love zone, but they love man coverage. Like, it don't matter. One-on-ones, they are going to take shots, okay? Their guys, they're banking that their guys are going to be better than your guys, okay? And then, like I said, the other concept of the mesh is where they're a little bit closer. Like I said, close enough to where they can high-five each other, and they end up picking off one of the guys. And that concept is generally better for a man concept. Okay, if you run the mesh concept against man, you're looking for the pick. Think in basketball, when you set a screen for somebody and the guy's open, that's basically running the same thing. So this mesh concept can be effective against man. It can be effective against zone as well. Okay, and just to reiterate, because I get to ramble a little bit, in zone, you're basically reading the backers. Okay, if they sink, you're hitting over the top. If they drop back, you're hitting underneath. Somebody's going to be wrong, okay? And then push come to shove, that doesn't work. You got your check downs where you're going to have a one-on-one in which you're reading the safety. If the safety flows here, bam, I hit there. If he flows there, bam, I hit here one-on-one, all right? And then in man coverage, they're going to pick each other. Somebody's going to get picked, okay? Does that make sense? If they're in man, you're going to have that J with that the strong safety. Somebody's man going to get picked, and you're going to be hitting it more outside or around the hash marks. Does that make sense? As opposed to between the hashes in a zone coverage. Okay, so that's your mesh concept. Okay, this particular formation, you're utilizing your slot receiver to run across the field, guys. And if you know defense, that is extremely tough to cover. Okay, your underneaths are covered. Okay, your corner, I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. I don't even know. I would call this a curl, this an extended curl, whatever you want to call this route. Okay, generally a curl is straight, but we want to stretch the field. Almost look like a post route, but then I'm sitting it down behind the strong safety. What that's gonna do, it's gonna carry my corner. It's gonna pay attention. It's gonna carry this safety as well. He's gonna have to drop underneath that and play that as well. Backside, I have my out route. Okay. And then I got my go route or my fade route. All right. Once again, it's good. This route is going to hold the corner. This route is going to take the J. All right. Your backers are not going to be able to drop underneath this. Okay. But your free safety here is the target here. He's going to have to make a big decision. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a one-on-one with this guy. This safety's not going to be able to run with this. And if he does, then bam, I hit the Z right here. Does that make sense? So you want a speedy guy to run this route, okay? He's stretching the field a little bit further than linebacker depth, and then boom, almost like he's hitting a corner route from there, okay? Free safety has to make a choice. He can bite on this, That's perfectly fine. Now I hit this right here because it's going to be one-on-one. You could hit this J right here. That's going to be one-on-one. All right. Now, let's say I have two high safeties. All right. Let's say that they in a 3-3-5 or something to that effect, and I have two high safeties. No worries. This play still works. You got to understand this. If I have two high safeties, all right, one of those safeties they're gonna have to help over top with this fade route, okay? And that's still going to leave the other safety one-on-one here with this receiver crossing the field because depth is important. He's not going to be crossing here. It's not like a post. He's running to that backside pylon. All right. And you can say, oh, well, I'll just run a cover 2 zone. That's fine. This route is designed to hit right between the cover 2 zone. Your cover 2 zone is going to be back here, and then your backers are covering here and here. This route is going to hit right in that sweet spot in the middle of the field. That is exactly the weak spot of a cover 2 zone. Okay, here in the middle of the field, the cover 2 is weak. And then also back here, all right, the cover 2 is weak. So this route really, this route would even be good against the cover 2 because he's going to drop here. I mean, this safety would be back here. All right, so that essentially wouldn't work. You'd have 3 backers here. So this would be open. This would be open as well. So it even works against the zone defense or even a too high safety look, okay? And there is your read progression. Like I said, this is my first read. This is who I want to hit ideally, all right? But if that safety was to continue to go with that guy, bam, I can hit this, okay? If the free safety jumps this, now I can look to this, all right? Too high safety look, same thing. If they want to sit there and that free safety can come down, that safety on this side comes down on this, bam, I hit that. If he stays with this, both safeties aren't going to jump this. Running a vertical route, that safety is going to have to honor that. And if he doesn't and both of them jump it, then bam, I hit the one-on-one. All right. This would be my check down if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So understand these concepts. All right. So now here you have a drag by the H. Okay. Very similar concept to the mesh right here, but the Y is not crossing here. Does that make sense? This one is good against man, in my opinion. It'll work against a zone too, but I like it better in man because they're going to pick each other's man. This one, to me, is better against the zone coverage. Okay? Because now the Sam is really going to be stressed right here. Your Sam backer and your Mike backer, they're going to really be stressed right here because of this deep in route. Okay, so same concept here. My X is just running a go route. That's to keep the safety honest. Okay, but now my Z is running a deep post. Okay, almost a skinny post, if you will. So let's say they're in man coverage, the J is gonna go here. All right, more than likely, if all of these guys are in man to man, they're in man to man. You know, somebody's gonna be free. They're gonna be bringing somebody. You're gonna get a one-on-one situation, okay? But generally, with 4 receivers, a man coverage, you know, this guy could be coming. The free safety will be in man. Somebody's gonna be at a disadvantage, be it man or zone. Okay, I got my one-on-one here. I got my one-on-one here. This concept between the Y and the H is what we're looking for. Okay, so now, like I said, this route, it goes deeper than the mesh here, than the 2 drags here. See how these is right behind the backers? This one here is a lot deeper, okay? So now I'm potentially drawing the free safety on this, okay? The strong safety, he can run with this. That's perfectly fine. If they're in a zone, these backers are going to have to make a decision. Do I jump the drag route? Or do I drop back and cover this deep end route? All right. The smart thing for the backers would be to cover this. And if they do that, then you're going to have a one-on-one across the field with the Y, who in my opinion should be faster than your strong safety. Okay. Oh, well, DM, what if the free safety jumps that route? That's perfectly fine. Now I got a one-on-one on my deep post, on my skinny post with the corner against the corner. And then I still have my fade one-on-one. You see what I'm saying? Oh, well, let's say we run a too high safety look. Even better. In a too high safety look, this safety is going to have to help with this. This safety over on this hash is going to have to help with this route. So guess what's open? Bam. Because this slot guy is going to be faster than your backers. Oh, but what if the backers is 3 backers and they drop back into deep coverage? Guess what? This drag route is designed to hit right behind, right in that sweet spot. If they want to drop back here, that's perfectly fine. I hit the H. All right. If they choose to play the H, I hit the Y. Safeties are gonna have to cover deep. If the safety want to bite on this, I'm gonna hit this. If this safety wants to jump this, I hit this. Okay, you see what I'm saying? So the air raid, you can see how the air raid is designed to really, it's the routes that make it special. Okay, it's the routes that make it special. And then I also had 4 verts. I didn't have that pulled up. 4 vertical routes. They are, bro, that is a staple in the air raid. And I wish I had it pulled up. My apologies that I didn't. But 4 verts, let me see. All right, I actually found it for y'all. 4 verts. This should be a staple in every air raid offense. And you'll see this concept ran a lot where they just stretch the field. Everybody's running deep. Guys, somebody is going to come open. There is going to be a one-on-one somewhere. Now, you see in this particular formation, they're running a 4-3 defense. They got their 4 down linemen. They got their 3 backers. See how wide they have to be spread out. See the splits on this offensive line. That's stretching them out. You got your 2 corners and your 2 high safeties. Okay. Running 4 verticals. You can see already in a cover 2, this is crazy. This is crazy. Okay. The safeties are the ones that are stressed right here because they have to make a choice. You see what I'm saying? Your slot receivers, I would even sub in this H-back possibly for another slot receiver. But if you're running with the H-back, it's perfectly fine. Okay. Your backers are only going to be able to cover so much. Somebody, okay, and this is against a 4-3, against a 4-2-5 or a 3-3-5. If I got 5 DBs on the field, then this would be different. And the answer to that would be just to go in an empty set, and you'd still be able to create the same amount of pressure. Does that make sense? But dude, let's go through here so you can see somebody's going to come open. Scenario 1, my corner's running a go route, a fade route here. He's running this vertical route. If the corner stays with him one-on-one, guess what? You got a one-on-one coverage right here. I'm throwing to the back shoulder. All right. Let's say the safety jumps this. Now, my slot receiver is going to be open one-on-one. Okay. Easy peasy, right? All right. Same thing on the other side. This inside, my H, say my H is right here. He's running his vertical route. The safety is going to have to respect that. But if he doesn't and he goes and jumps this, bro, this is ideal. The safeties, 9 times out of 10, are going to cover the inside vertical routes, and that's going to leave you with one-on-ones with the corners. If that safety goes all the way over here, dude, which I'm going to be honest, it may sound crazy, but remember that what they said about the defense in this game, that they are going to key on your star players. So if I got a dog out here, they may cheat that safety to outside the hash. That's also a possibility because remember, they're going to adjust to what we do. So instead of playing inside the hash, if those safeties, and I'm actually telling you how to beat this vertical, I would play those safeties wider if I could. I would, instead of playing them inside the hash, I would play them outside the hash. Now they can help on both of those routes. If they're inside the hash, bro, them corners going to be one-on-one all day. Okay. But let's say that they're keying my primetime receiver out here. All right. And he plays that free safety plays here. That other safety, you know, this is going to be open at that point, and then I can hit his inside shoulder here, putting pressure on this safety here. And then I have 3 one-on-ones. They can double team him all they want to. Okay. Somebody going to be open. You get what I'm saying? So, guys, like I said, if you want to check out more of the playbook series, go here and check it out. The air raid offense, it's interesting, man. It's going to be fun to run in college. It's going to be up tempo. Make sure you have depth at your wide receiver positions because, baby, they're going to be tired. And your quarterback needs to be a dog because as far as throwing, because, yeah, you're going to be throwing the ball 40 to 50 times a game unless you're scoring a lot and you're able to put the backups in. So keep that in mind as well with the wear and tear system. Hashtag made it to the end. If you made it to the end of the video, guys, hope you have an amazing day. Till next time, thanks for watching. Peace.
EA sports. It's in the game.
For y'all.